Internet, and welcome to Gunner's Firearms.
Hello, Maggie. Good to see you.
Great to see you, Mark. What are we going to talk about today?
Well, I had asked you this earlier, and I thought it was fascinating what you said, so I'll just ask you the same question again. Because I'd asked is, it seems like ammo is abundant. It seems like there's a lot of good ammo prices. Anything interesting going on with ammo lately?
We've seen a lot of the seasonal cartridges start to come back, the weirder, rarer things that are hard to find, and we've been able to stock a few for the shelf. But from a manufacturing standpoint, I did have an opportunity to talk to one ammo manufacturer, and they said that they were having some issues getting powder and primers still, and some of that stuff is imported, and obviously the import rules have been changing, and there have been additional taxes and holds on some of those, so it has made it a little bit harder to acquire certain powders and still certain primers for our shelves. So we do get guys that come in and are absolutely disappointed that we just do not have what they are looking for, and they haven't been able to find it for quite some time or in any quantity. So for that, I just say hold out and be patient. At some point it will come back, but I can't tell you how long it's going to be. So
it's been a bit since I've heard that. That's why I thought, well, that's interesting, because I have not heard anything like that. I kind of suspected something. Because of what you hear in the media.
Yeah, it's just some things are still a little bit harder to acquire, and the components for some of those, just the base mineral components and things, those are used in other industries as well that are completely not firearms adjacent. So you do have to share materials, sometimes on a global level. And that is, I guess, where we are with some things.
I read an article just a couple days ago that I thought was interesting, that there was one component in gunpowder, and I apologize, I know the raw material for gunpowder, like what they used back in the day, but they obviously use a lot of different things today. And I wish I would have written down what that chemical was called. I think it was like nitroglycerate or something like that they were talking about, like, this is kind of a problem right now with all of that, whatever that, and I'm sure I didn't say that right, but that all that is being imported, and that there's talk of building laboratories just to produce that one chemical. So I just wonder if that may be something like that.
That is exactly
right. So it's just like there's just this one thing missing to be able to make this,
Yeah. Let's make something, but we're missing a component, so it doesn't all go together the way it should. It doesn't work flawlessly, and those components that are missing are important.
Yes.
You
don't get the bang.
No, they're very important to the chemical makeup of that, and so the problem that we're facing is a lot of that stuff is manufactured in other places around the globe, and not very many places. In fact, here in the United States, we have exported most of our manufacturing to other places. They can get it done cheaper, they have more abundant supply, and all we need to do is just send them the materials, and they'll send us back the complete product. But that doesn't always go so well. So a lot of things have been hit with high tariffs when they're being imported back. Shipments are just being held, waiting on the taxes and things to be paid for them before they can be released. Maybe they can't afford the taxes. I really don't know. I'm not privy to that information. But just patience and time. On a long enough timeline, you'll see everything.
Well, do you mind if I ask you what because my guess is you're talking to the people that you guys buy it from, and what suppliers and whatnot. Like, what are they saying as people are calling? You're like, well, I just don't have it. What are the suppliers saying? Are they giving you any sort of indication of anything?
They don't. They're like, we just do not have the components at this time to complete this, and we're sorry. We do not know what the timeline will be on that, but we are trying our very best to find another source for it, or to make it happen. But they're asking for patience and grace as much as we are. So
sure, kind of just sit there and wait. Please be nice.
Please be patient. Please have a little bit of grace while unforeseen circumstances have arisen until we can make this
interesting.
Until we can make it right.
Now, if you don't mind me asking this question, is if you were, like, are you able to get no primers and gunpowder?
We can get
most of everything. Just Federal is the only hold up.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's pretty
Okay. So really, it's just a certain brand.
Yes, specific brands.
Brand specific.
Yeah,
Okay,
not every single primer, not every single brand of powder uses the same components. They have their own recipes, if you will.
That makes sense.
And
Yeah.
so it's been tough to get, as Brian mentioned, the Federal. And I know that Federal primers are used for loading other specific brands of ammo and different things. So you may find a difference in your brand of ammo of choice, your complete cartridge of choice. If they switch to a different primer, they might need a different powder to go with it or something. So the load data might change on those, and you might not get the same ballistic coefficients out of that brand of cartridge that you were getting previously before they switched over. So that's another thing too. I've had a couple people complain, well, I used to buy this and it worked great, and now the new run of this, they suck. They really, really suck, and I will never use that product again. I'm like, well, hold up. Do you realize they might have changed the recipe on you? Is the lot number of the ammo you bought exactly the same as the lot number of the other ammo that was your favorite? What is a lot number? What does that mean? Well, that's, hey, they produce them in batches, and they have a lot number for that. When they change the recipe or change tooling, or change something in the production line, the lot number will change. And so if you can have one lot number of ammo that works flawlessly through a specific serial number of gun, and then you change that lot number, and you will get different results. So just, try some other things that are out there. You don't just have one option.
Well, I think shooters would be kind of, you said, because I would say in 2020, when there was, a big shortage of primers and gunpowder, like bullet manufacturers just used whatever they could get to make bullets. So it changed anyway.
It did
like
change.
you kind of already gone through this, you might not have known it, but yeah, that's interesting. I wish we would have led with it's Federal. Maybe I'll cut that in the beginning, but that's a good one. That's interesting. That's good to hear too, because I thought, gosh, I haven't heard much of that, but with one company, I can see that. Yeah. Because I've heard about the little pieces being missing, and like the chemical. Is it just just Federal gunpowder and primers, or is it? And is it both their primers and their gunpowders? That may be a dumb question.
That is a question that I don't have the answer to. Brian, do you know more about that?
Well, as far as primers, I mean, we don't specialize in reloading components. So for us, getting things is probably harder than people that do specialize in things. I think overall it's probably harder for us, but that doesn't mean it's hard for everybody.
I gotcha.
Some people, that's all they specialize in is powder, bullets, and primers, and they cater to that. I mean, I think it would be easier for them. any allocated product, and you buy from a distributor or from a manufacturer, they're going to get the product first. For somebody that just
That makes sense.
pieces primers in and out, just to have it here on the shelf for people that come in and just needing something instead of driving 20-30 minutes or an hour or more to get it. They'll just pick it up here.
Gotcha. All right, that's good. That's good insight right there. So if I understand this right, it's Federal's having an issue where they can't necessarily supply the smaller guy.
Yeah,
So they're probably not producing as much. So the smaller guy like me is unable to obtain them because that's not my forte.
Gotcha. All right.
So,
but the big guy's getting it.
Yes. So this is the
okay.
people that are buying in larger
Well, that makes
quantities.
More sense, yeah.
It's
'Cause
always
Federal's a big company, man. I'm like, that's a hit.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
But it's always been like that. The stores that buy in larger quantities and spend more money,
Sure.
they get preference.
Of
They
course.
get pick of the litter.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I meant it's like the big guys are getting theirs, but the little guys aren't necessarily. They're getting the trickle down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, versus the rush down of plenty. Yeah, I got you. Okay, that's good. Well, that's interesting. All right, well, hey guys, thanks for the insight on that. Yeah,
You're
that's
welcome.
good stuff. And we'll just keep on talking.
Sounds good. We'll see you
Bye-bye.
next time. Bye, Internet.